Okay, so how far can this go? Well, one of the most celebrated experiments on willpower was carried out on 8 parole judges in Israel. The judges were reviewing parole requests throughout the day, which I think we can agree it is a very demanding task, requiring a high degree of integrity, lack of bias and clear heads. The study found that 65% of the requests were granted after the judges had a meal, and the number went down during the 2 hours before the next meal. Basically, happy bellies for the judges, more positive outcomes for the prisoners. Getting hungry, not as positive outcomes for prisoners. Researchers concluded that as judges were getting tired and hungry, they reverted back to their System 1 default position of denying requests. These findings are really disturbing, as they imply that releasing convicts may have less to do with their behavior while in prison and more to do with the appointment times and the state of the judges' bellies. Judges were not at fault either. After all, their intentions were good and they put a huge mental effort into making the right decisions. They just didn't consider that as their glucose level went down, due to the intense mental effort, their willpower also went down and the automatic System 1 took over. Okay, but what does this have to do with online marketing? Well, quite a lot actually. Take the many quiz or contest tools available and the effort spent by our audience while completing the quizzes or contests. While engaged with the quiz or contest, the mental effort increases. And then you complete the quiz or contest. You are provided with a score and product recommendations for improving your skills. Okay, so assume you are the target. You achieve a quiz score of 68%, download your GIF and find yourself redirected to a thank you page. The thank you page displays a cleverly marketed purple cow that could help you improve your competency score to 80%. The sugary product strategically placed at the supermarket checkouts taught us that you are now more likely to take up the offer. Or consider the findings that most people engage more on social media in the evening. Most marketers attribute this behavior to work patterns. The popular view is that as people are at work during the day, they are less likely to interact on social media. However, as marketers we often miss on a much more interesting piece of information. The evening is also the time when willpower levels are lowest after a hard day at work. What this means is that as people get closer to the evening, they get more tired, cede more control to System 1, scrutinize less, compare less, and are more prone to influence and to satisfying their decision making. Of course, you may think, the later in the evening, the more vulnerable my audience is. You may decide to move your outreach efforts from your current schedule to later in the evening. However, this view would be inaccurate. As the parole judges experiment suggests, people are more likely to be influenced as they get tired and between meals when glucose levels are lower. This alone should help marketers to better tailor sales funnels, email targeting, notifications, pop-ups and paid advertising. In brief, your audience is more vulnerable when returning home after a long day at work and before having a glucose-rich evening meal. You may dismiss using quizzes or contests as an influencing tool, and you might be right to a point. However, when timed well, they may be just the right thing to nudge people into taking action. Remember that players use the more alert System 2 when taking quizzes or contests. And many studies found that people often put less effort into a following task, cede more control to System 1, and are more prone to being influenced. Okay, I'm sure that you can think of many other creative ways to engage your audience in some sort of mental effort at the right time of the day. And of course, many other tools are available to use before creating your strategy. Some other ideas coming to mind include long articles are less likely to be read in the evenings when shorter posts do better. For example, Instagram posts do better than LinkedIn articles in the evening as they require less mental power. So you may want to pitch your LinkedIn articles at the beginning of the day when the willpower levels are high enough, and so forth. Okay, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next session.